elasticity of HFCA is part of the pleasure, of course, and sometimes it contributes to a crisis. This has to do with communication. When the failure of communication is a queer language game, failure of communication mimicking the failure of desire itself, when the failure begets a real, unresolvable lack, a lack it cannot begin to touch.
My dear sweet boy, make me believe in fairies and the silver screen, in spit and swedge and silicone, and all the things I've made unseen. Screw my brains out and tell me I've got nothing to be sorry for. Look at me and say I've nothing to be sorry for.
This is all some form of feminine excess, of course. HFCA is not really about being something, but as Femme studies scholar Ria Ashley Hoskin writes, manifests as an aesthetic, an erotic, and a politic, rather than an identity.
All I want is everything all the time, and I'm ashamed to say that I'm too shy. I'd like to dance with no restraint, but I'm too stiff to even try. Screw my brains out and tell me I've got nothing to be sorry for. Look at me and say I've nothing to be sorry for.
Lesbian writer Cherry Moraga represents the feminine body as a turtle without its shell, flipped on its back, waiting to be penetrated. The penetrability, the potential to be punctured, of the femme is explicit and literal.
I make my point with eye-lined lashes. I'll get lipstick on my cigarette. I'll fight my brain, set loose the insatiability. I'll tell you what I want if it lets me. Screw my brains out and tell me I've got nothing to be sorry for. Look at me and say I've nothing to be sorry for.
Because I knew that this otherwise might take forever, lesbians, I finally asked Tess point blank if she felt a friction for me, HFCA. In response, Tess kissed me hard, with teeth. I knew she wanted to fuck, but I pushed her hands away dramatically when they crept under my skirt, HFCA. I told her that I didn't typically sleep with people so soon, HFCA, which was true not for any real reason, but because I was privately humiliated by my body, HFCA. Instead of letting her fuck me, I scratched Tess's entire torso with my long, pink fingernails.